This is one of the business districts of Warsaw, close to where I live. I've worked in several corporate buildings just like these in various cities, including this one. But at the end of August, I left my job. For years, I knew in my heart that I couldn't be comfortable in a corporate environment. I felt like I was only using 5% of my potential. Going into the office to be sat on Zoom meetings all day and never actually working with the people who were sat right next to me was the opposite of the kind of human contact I deeply desired and needed. And I thought I'd reached a good compromise. I previously negotiated a 4-day working week in order for me to be able to concentrate on my other projects such as YouTube and my coaching work. But I had a change of manager and the new manager didn't like it and he wanted me to go back to full-time. And that was the opposite direction that I wanted to take, so I left. I guess the alternative would have been to wait for them to fire me. And this might seem like a tangent, but it's actually very relevant to the message of this video. Companies always have a reason to get rid of you if they want to. They can fire you anytime they want, be it through restructuring laws or because 18 months ago you opened a YouTube video and that was a breach of policy because you're not supposed to be on YouTube. And they won't say anything about it until they need to use it against you. So yeah, every employee is on very thin ice. There is no such thing as job security anymore. You can be let go anytime they feel like it. And that's not a very comforting thought, but it's just the reality of the situation. You're only as irreplaceable as you make yourself. And in a globally connected world, there's probably someone out there in some country of the world that can take your job. And then they would go into some local office to be on Zoom calls all day with people in other parts of the world instead. If you're living paycheck to paycheck, you're at the mercy of your employer's whims. Whatever they want to do, they will do. And so if they want to push you to work longer or cover other people's jobs without any further compensation, they'll ask that of you. And because you have no other option, you'll agree. And there are people who believe that their hard work guarantees security and prosperity, but those of us who've been working in the corporate world for a long time, we've seen through this as an empty promise. We've seen good people get thrown under the bus. So what's the solution? Well, the only way to successfully build leverage in such an unequal power dynamic is to build it covertly. And so we come to the topic of the video, the fuck you money. Whatever your circumstances are, I cannot emphasize enough the importance of building a fund which would allow you to say, in the face of unfairness, in the face of exploitation, in the face of rugs being pulled out from under your feet, in the face of broken promises, fuck you, literally or figuratively. You may need to live like you're much poorer than you are in order to be able to start to build such a fund. You may need to learn some new skills so that you can earn more money. But if you do earn more, don't go and spend more. Live as if you're poor. Until you have a cushion of cash which you can rely on, you don't have the leverage you need to be able to walk away and feel okay about it. And I would argue that until you reach that point, you can't even enjoy a job that you might have otherwise enjoyed. Desperation and survival instincts happen much lower in the hierarchy of needs than self-actualization. In my case, my fuck you money allowed me to step out of my job to try to develop my life in ways that I could not had I stayed in the job, keeping myself in a position where I was doing well financially, but in which my soul was dying. Whether it works out for me to build this life, helping people much more holistically, I'm not sure. But I do know that I couldn't live with myself if I hadn't tried. And I couldn't have made that choice to even try to live a deeper, more meaningful life unless I had taken the time to build the means and the will to say, fuck you. Thank you very much for listening.